Bonjour, Monsieur Troy.
Bonsoir.
I don't know.
I don't speak German.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's 2025.
2025. We made it.
And we're here at the
Joel Farquhar Barry Center Memorial Studios here in
cloudy
pre-Snowpocalypse Dayton, Ohio.
Went to the grocery yesterday.
Ooh.
And yeah, I went to two. I went to both. Went to Meyer and Kroger because I go to Meyer and Kroger because you have to go to both.
Yes, because some stuff's cheaper than it is at the other place.
Yeah, and I know what to get where.
Yeah.
And there was we were in line, and it was just crazy. And there was this like college girl in front of me, and she's like, "Why is it like this?" and she's like, "It wasn't like this for Thanksgiving, and it wasn't like this for Christmas." I was like, "Yeah, there's a snowstorm coming." All the old ladies are like, "I gotta get bread and milk."
It's a buddy of mine posted on Instagram, Cobra Burger.
Yeah.
He said, we're offering these items, and it was, bread, eggs, milk.
So for those of you who are new to Jason and Troy on...
Yeah, welcome.
Just so you know, we are your weekly half hour for ADHD...
And buried tangents.
ADHD conversation and buried tangents.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll bring up a topic, and we won't come back to it.
Yeah, it's very, very possible that we will lose track. And then we might get back on track, but it depends on which track we find that we hopped off of.
Yeah. We're like driving through the worst cloverleaf in the worst highway. We're like driving through Dallas traffic.
Oh,
Or Atlanta. You're going to Atlanta.
I'm trying to. I'm not going to be driving while I'm there, hopefully.
So, okay. How was your New Year? What did you do for New Year's?
I hung with my family.
Yeah.
My daughter came over for a little bit. We played the interactive Jackbox games on the Xbox. There was lots of laughter, some merriment and mirth.
Yeah.
And it was good. I stayed up till midnight. I was proud of myself.
Nice.
Cold brew helped that out. It was a good time. What did you do?
So I've got this recipe to make cabbage rolls, and it is a pain in the ass. If you've ever made a cabbage roll,
I've never had the pleasure or the pain of making cabbage rolls.
But they're fucking delicious.
I concur.
So I made 2 trays of them.
Okay.
I made about 40 cabbage rolls. We had 9 people over, so that killed 1 tray, and then I froze a bunch of them so that we'll have cabbage rolls into the new year. and
when you said these cabbage rolls had sausage.
No. I made sausage and sauerkraut.
Okay.
I just use Impossible sausage.
Okay.
The cabbage rolls have Impossible meat in them.
Okay.
Just use a ton of it.
Yeah, because I love that joke. It's like, there's meat in here, and I was like, that's impossible.
Yeah. And we went to the silent disco. Have you ever been to a silent disco?
I've been silent disco adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a wedding a couple of years ago. Babe, how long ago was that? More than a couple years. Longer than 5 years ago it was, but a cousin of my wife's, who's now my cousin, got married, and he had there was a silent disco in the street between between the venue, the wedding venue, and the hotel. And I was tired, so I just went to bed. But she danced so much that she had blisters.
Damn, that's dancing your ass off.
Dancing her ass off. I wish I would have gone.
Yeah.
But I'm lame and old.
Well, we went to the silent disco, and it was cold as fuck because it was outside.
Oh, it was outside.
It was outside that tent. So if you got in the right place in the tent, you would get out of the way, right?
Yeah.
And there were all these roller derby people there, so Christina was hanging out, and I would sit in the corner listening to music, having a good old time in the corner. And then Christina was like, "Come here," and beckoned me to dance with her,
Mm-hmm.
and I never made a bigger mistake in my life.
What,
because
dancing?
because it pulled me out of the corner, and I was in the way of the wind, and then some other nerd got in the corner and was like, "Ah, it's warm here."
You know why it was warm in the corner?
What's that?
Because it's 90 degrees.
Ah, that's funny. That's funny. No, but really, yeah, I'm really happy I danced with Christina. I'm really happy about that. But I was cold the other 45 minutes I was there.
Did they have those like propane heat things?
No propane or propane related materials.
Ah, Jeebus.
Yeah, but it was cold. It was fun. It was a good time. There was a lot of skin. It was weirdly a weird amount of skin. Apparently, there's something called being hoe warm.
Hoe warm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was introduced to this term by some of the ladies, and I guess if you dress up, your sheer sexiness keeps you warm.
Oh. I should try that sometime.
Yeah, we'll put on like a halter top.
I was just thinking a halter top.
Yeah. And okay. Yeah,
No,
okay.
me a tube top.
Yeah, tube top. Yeah. And so we drove some people home because I didn't drink, and then the next day we went driving around. And have you ever driven around on New Year's Day and noticed that there's a bunch of people driving like jackasses?
No, it's everybody with a hangover.
Well, I think what it is that there's a blowjob-a-thon.
A blowjob-a-thon.
Blowjob-a-thon on New Year's, and everybody gets a ticket. And there's somewhere where they read off the numbers like 877-437. 877-437. You have 10 minutes to get to the blowjob-a-thon. And as soon as that ticket is read, people floor it because they got to get to the blowjob-a-thon in 10 minutes, or else they're going to lose their place in the blowjob line. And it's like Toyota-thon.
It's like Toyota-thon. It only comes once a year.
It only comes once a year. But if it was just one car that I saw driving like jackass.
What, do you think there was a glitch in the blowjob-a-thon that multiple numbers got called?
Well, it was like they were calling them like every 3 minutes, right?
Okay, so as you're driving, you would just see one person go,
"That's my number!" That's the only explanation that I come up for the sheer amount of people driving like jackasses.
I think you need to invest more thought into this.
Yeah.
If that's the only conclusion you can come to. I don't think you delved enough into the poor driving habits of others if you stopped at a blowjob-a-thon. I mean, I know you would stop at a blowjob-a-thon, provided it was... Some people forget that I'm doing a show at 12:30 on Sundays.
Maybe they should be watching.
Yeah, they don't do social media really.
If they have anything to say to you, they can say it right here.
No.
They can.
Hey, buddy, you're on speakerphone live.
Oh, that polyp is cancerous. We're gonna have to dig in.
Dig in. Walk forward through the back door of your rectum.
Slide. Oh, okay. So.
Oh yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Sports ball
updates.
Sports ball updates.
Tell me about the sports ball.
The sports ball. The Browns are still the Browns.
The Browns are still the Browns.
The Steelers aren't going anywhere. Thank you, Burrow. What else? A friend of mine, I am quoting, said, "I did not expect Ohio State to beat the brakes, or the fucking brakes, off of Oregon."
Oh.
And oh man, yeah, I went to a buddy's house and we watched half of the game because when it was halftime, I was like, I don't have to watch anymore.
What was the score?
Final score, it was like 41-21 or something like that,
Okay.
but they were up 31-0 in the first half.
So Oregon scored some garbage time.
Yeah, it was, they made a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just before the half, but it was still like too little too late. But yeah, that's your sports update for this week.
Thanks, guy.
Hey! Oh, it's Gee.
You know,
Gee Jenkins.
In Fugazi, they have 2 lead singers. Fugazi has 2 lead singers.
Wugazi, we talked about this.
Yeah, we did talk about Wugazi. Wugazi, and I texted you back about that Joe Lawley had said, I wish they'd use some of our better material for Wugazi. They weren't very impressed with the material that whoever made Fugazi used.
Okay.
Fugazi was like, you should have used other songs.
Oh, well, then wasn't that like permission to go ahead and produce more?
Oh, they don't care. They
did what they did and they're done?
Fugazi is notorious for not minding when people sample their material. Actually, for an earlier version of a production that I was going to do with my brother, I reached out to Fugazi, and Guy Picciotto responded to me and was like, what are you going to do with it? And I'm like, I mean, nothing bad. And he was like, whatever. It's funny, you know, in the production of a lot of the stuff that I've done over the years, like I've reached out to a lot of people, and like I reached out to Adam as package for something for when I did something for Occupy, and he was like, yeah, you can use any of my music, but nothing I've covered. And I reached out to Joe Biafra a couple of years ago, and he was like, yeah, here's what you do, blah blah blah. Like if you just email, you get a lot of responses.
I emailed Bus Driver and got a response, and he signed it with his real name.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool as shit.
Oh, and also for my birthday last year, Christina reached out to the Dead Milkmen.
Oh.
And Dean Sabatino, the drummer, was like, yeah. Was like, what's your address? And just sent me a bunch of stickers and buttons for my birthday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty bitchin'. Yeah, and like, so we may not get very many viewers on this, and I don't care. First of all, what's important is you and I are hanging out.
You guys are the real stars.
Yeah. You and I are hanging out. We're hanging out with the people that we care about.
Yeah.
And sometimes, serendipitously, this production leads to other insights and other connections.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, we went off on a tangent. Where were we at?
We put a disclaimer on that at the beginning of the show.
Drop thread.
Yeah.
Drop thread. What were we talking about?
I did sports updates, and then I guess we did talk about the silent disco.
Yeah.
YouTube is like a comic book.
YouTube is like a comic book. So when you read a comic book, have you ever looked in the top corner and they mention something that's like, see issue 53?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're like I'll be watching like PBS Space Time, as you will, right? And they'll be talking about string theory or like black holes, things like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, and if you watched our previous 3 episodes on the Schrödinger equation, then you'll know all about, you know, the singularity of a black hole.
Then you got to go back.
Got to go back and watch the previous episodes on the Schrödinger equation, which is like this long.
You can't watch PBS's Space Time out of order.
You can't watch it out of order.
You'll be lost.
You're totally lost.
Totally fucking lost.
It'll start with stars, and then neutron star, white dwarfs, neutron stars, black holes. You can't go from a star to a black hole.
No, because you got to go supernova before that happens, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the moon was out the other night, and there was something behind it, and I wanted to get this telescope that a cool guy gave me.
Yeah.
And by the time we remembered, it was cloudy. That's my astronomy for this year.
That's Ohio. That's Ohio.
Yeah, it was so clear when I was on my way to go pick up food. I was like, I gotta remember, we gotta get the telescope out when I get back. And I called my wife immediately and was like, please help me remember this. And when we were done eating, she was like, hey, we were supposed to do something. And I was like, oh yeah. And I ran outside and it was cloudy.
It's cloudy at 11. It's clear at 11. It's cloudy at midnight.
I think that's pretty much how it went down.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We're doing good.
Yeah. So, did you want to hit on this list of craziness?
I think we can. Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's preface this. So, once upon a time, something bad happened to some buildings in New York, and then the next day, radio was like, oh, we can't play some of these songs anymore because it's gonna make the people crazy. So, Clear Channel specifically, there's probably other cartel members of mass media
cartel members
that were involved in this, but 164 songs and every single one of Rage Against the Machine's songs were banned from Clear Channel after 9/11.
I mean, just gleaning over it, AC/DC did not get any love after 9/11.
And weirdly, Alien Ant Farm Smooth Criminal is on this list.
But Michael Jackson's
It's not.
is not. So,
Ow!
I don't get that.
So on 9/10, things can be ironic, don't you think? But on 9/12, nothing can be ironic anymore.
No.
A little too ironic.
Some of these are like, I know that in meme culture, it's pretty much acceptable, well, not acceptable, change that word. It is popular to rip on 9/11 now. It's like it's safe. To which I say, never heard a Pearl Harbor joke. I've never heard a Pearl Harbor joke. I don't think that has ever been safe.
Yeah.
But apparently the 9/11 thing, it's fair game.
I wonder if it's because meme culture wasn't around and like kids are like
No, I'm taking you back.
Okay.
Wu-Tang Clan.
I'll stick one gimmick.
9/11.
Oh yeah.
That album cover.
Yeah.
With the schmear going towards the
matzahs, the stack of matzahs.
Yeah.
For those of you who are uninitiated, there's an album by some kids who went to Antioch.
Yeah.
And it's called Wu-Tang Clan.
Yep.
And their big single off of it is kind of like a parody of.
Was it Eminem?
It's Eminem. Guess who's back?
Yeah.
Back again.
Wu-Tang's back. Tell a friend.
Yeah, and
wow, I forgot.
Yeah, it's pretty offensive. But the album cover is, it's a recreation of the New York City skyline with matzah.
Yeah. So I guess that's the way people deal with.
Yeah, it's satire and humor. I mean, every time I say my mom's dead, it's me dealing with my mom being dead. Yeah, but on this list, there's a bunch of like 3 Doors Down, Duck and Run.
Well, and Three Doors Down had some other songs.
Yeah.
Besides Superman.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second.
Yeah, and did Duck and Run get radio play? 311's Down.
Buddy Holly and the Crickets, That'll Be the Day.
Yeah. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Okay, there was a Paul McCartney and Wings song on.
You Live and Let Die.
Yeah. Metallica got no love.
No, and weirdly enough, the only people who listen to Metallica are cops.
I'd bought my CD that day.
So something that stuck out to me was Firewoman by The Cult, and I don't know if you've ever heard Firewoman by The Cult.
I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that.
There are 3 Cult songs. There's Firewoman, there's She Sells Sanctuary, and then there's the third one that I don't know the name of, but it's like, when it comes on, you're like, that's The Cult. And it's weird because you can't identify any of the Cult songs until they get to the lyrics. What'd you see?
I gotta see if John Denver's on this list because Peter, Paul, and Mary's version of Leaving on a Jet Plane.
I think he's in that too, isn't he?
I'm not sure. No, John Denver, no.
No John Denver. Huh.
No, but wait, no. Judas Priest, some heads are gonna roll. Oh my God. Oh, and yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis, because
Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, Great Balls of Fire. Nothing exacts
a need for revenge.
A need for revenge, like, goodness gracious, I'm a pedophile.
Man, there was one that just jumped out at me. Oh
man,
crap.
this is a good list.
Yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah, go to our website, click on the link, and there's a downloadable PDF of what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
The web address is you did dot
XXX. Filter, Hey Man, Nice Shot was on there.
Yeah, see, I recently added that to a playlist.
Yeah.
But it's the remix version.
Oh, like the quarter pounder version?
Yeah, with the Nickelback.
Okay.
The Nickelback one's my favorite.
A Nickel Bag of Funk?
Nick Bag of Funk.
Nickel Bag.
Fucking Diggable Planets. That's good shit, man.
Yeah.
That's not on here, thankfully.
No. Pat Benatar is on here. Hit Me With Your Best Shot. And Love Is a Battlefield.
I'm just seeing the ones that would be funny, like Local H, Bound for the Floor.
POD Boom.
I always think it's Pissed Off Disciples, but it's Payable on Death.
Yeah, I'm sure that Savage Garden was tearing up the airwaves, as were Shelley Farbars? Yeah.
Yeah, these people, like, that was just not cool to... They had worked their entire lives to get to that point to get on the radio.
Right.
And, yeah.
Say you give it to my friend. Da 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 da. Let you down.
That is gonna sound amazing.
I bet you the level jumped way in the red.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and the Surfari's Wipeout. Oh wait, I should stop with the Tramps, Disco Inferno.
Okay. Oh, burn, baby, burn.
Burn, baby, burn.
Now, we should end it on a light note.
Yeah. Oh, zines?
Or zines or childhood toys.
Oh, what do you want to talk about? Zines or childhood toys? What zines? No, go ahead.
Well, zines, like, the only zine I remember was one I picked up in the window of, it was before it was Omega Music. What did that place used to be called?
Gem City Music.
Gem City Records.
Gem City Records. They had one there. They had one by Ben & Jerry's. And they had one behind Town and Country Shopping Center where I used to skate there from my house when I lived in Kettering. Ooh. I bought a lot of music there.
Hell yeah.
I bought a punk rock sampler that had at the one by Ben & Jerry's. Go ahead.
I got a Doobie Brothers double best of vinyl for fucking Christmas.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Tell me about it.
I haven't listened to it yet.
I
just looked at it and was like, yeah, because the first what is it, third track, A side, first album, Taking It to the Streets, Tricking It to the Treats.
So I don't know if you know this or not, but the term yacht rock. Are you familiar with the origin of the term yacht rock?
Hey, some documentarian had mentioned it or something.
Two dudes had like some kind of internet radio station.
Yeah.
And they created the term yacht rock for all this music. So I listened to it. So there's this guy that I watch who does music commentary, and he mercilessly makes fun of this other guy, Beato something or other.
Oh, okay.
Beata. Anyway, mercilessly make fun of him, but the guy he makes fun of is way bigger than him, and takes it in stride because we're not getting too far into that. But I watched the other guy, the guy he makes fun of, and he was like, yeah, they're making a documentary on yacht rock. And the two dudes who are responsible for the term yacht rock reached out to like one of the guys from Steely Dan.
Okay.
Because Steely Dan is classified yacht rock. But there's a lot of songs that don't fall into yacht rock with Steely. So, the guy, the documentarian, reached out, got a hold of the guy from Steely Dan, and was like, hey. And I guess it was a transcript. And the guy's like, hey, what's up? And he's like, we'd like you to be in a documentary. And the guy, the Steely Dan, was like, what documentary do you want me to be in? And the guy's like, well, we're going to do a documentary on your music. And the guy's like, what about my music? And he's like, well, the history of yacht rock. And he's like, what? And he's like, we'd like you to be in a yacht rock documentary. And the Steely Dan guy was like, fuck you.
What year was this?
Oh, it's now.
Oh, okay.
It was recent.
So it was more like, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, the guy from Steely Dan, I'm sure.
Oh, it might have been a landline.
Yeah. It may have been one of those black phones that AT&T used to rent to you. Because, you know, before 1983, people didn't own phones. You rented them from the phone company. All of those black phones that you see, and the ones on the walls, those were all rentals.
Oh, wow.
And then when AT&T was broken up by the government, phones went private, and you could buy phones. Well, you would buy phones. You could buy phones, but it was easier just to rent them from the phone company.
Wow. We've got a lot of conversation going on, and we forgot to produce.
Oh, man. Wait. Thanks for the comments, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for lighting it up. Oh, wow. What time are we? Oh, we're getting close.
Yeah, Dark Guy said something.
Yeah, I can see that. Growers?
Get out. It's so far away.
We're going to have to get bifocals for that.
I got bifocals.
Oh, look up.
So, interesting story. Yeah, I wear bifocals, right? We just learned that.
Yeah, no, this is, I mean, I might have known that.
Yeah, and I was prescribed bifocals, probably when I was like 42. And when I was prescribed bifocals, the doctor's like, you need bifocals? I'm like, I don't fucking need bifocals. What are you fucking talking about? And then I put them on and I was like, oh my god, I needed bifocals. And bifocals only make up like a small part. They're progressive, right? So like up here is your regular vision, and then it gets down and it's bifocal.
So it transitions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so to get the most out of your bifocals, you have to do that. But I work on a computer all day. So it's all like this. I'm all like, ugh. And I discovered on Zine Optical, who we are in no way sponsored by.
No.
You can buy special glasses that are designed to be within 14 feet. So I have special glasses that I wear at work that are my bifocals prescription, that are not my bifocals prescription. They're a little bit different than my bifocal prescription, but it's so I can look at a computer without going like this.
Everybody just got a clear shot straight to your brain.
Stein just said, no bush, it's all shaven. Zero context comments.
Yes, yeah. Thank you guys for joining us this week. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
And if you expect more than what just happened, you have come to the wrong place.
Yeah, this is all you're gonna get.
That's why Candace has not come back.
You get.
Are you guys gonna fucking do anything? No.
You get a half-hour setup and 20 minutes of writing.
Yeah. A half hour of setup, 20 minutes of writing, and then we got on Yacht Rock after deciding to talk about zines. To which I remember what I was going to say. The back page of the zine had a black and white drawing of Tinky Winky from the Teletubbies, and it said, "I'm here, I'm queer, and I've come for your children." And that was around the time that they were like, because Tinky Winky was purple with a triangle on his head.
Yeah.
And they were talking about trying to convert children and shit like that.
you know, I was a safety monitor for the 1999 Gay Pride Parade in San Francisco.
Okay. No, I knew this. I knew this, but yeah.
And I got a shirt, but what's awesome is that that's the first time I heard we're here, we're queer, get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And every time somebody says we're here, that's my response is we're here, we're queer, get used to it.
Yeah.
It's just like branded onto my brain.
Maybe if somebody says I'm here.
Yeah, I'm queer, get used to it.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I'm not false flagging. I don't want a gang to beat me up.
The mafia?
Yes, the mafia.
Yeah, the gay mafia.
Oh, the gay mafia. Okay.
Yeah, it was on Will and Grace.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Elton John was the leader.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, well.
Well, that's 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock and 36 seconds. Thank you for joining us. Hey, babe, you get your favorite part of the show this week. See you guys later.